Vous êtes là pour vous libérer de la masculinité toxique. On le dit, je veux être un homme meilleur. Je veux être un homme meilleur.
Who changed our board? Who did this?
Who the hell is this?
The work will be remembered as one of the greatest moments of this planet.
The second season of Apple TV Plus's critically acclaimed drama Severance, an American remake of the story of a French woman whose sharp intellect sees her turn detective, and a new season of a popular FBI spy drama. The new year brings with it a new crop of TV series, and Dheepthika Laurent's here to take us through it all. Hi, Deepthi.
Hi, Olivia.
Well, let's start with Super Mâle, or Super Males, a Netflix series on here in France about toxic masculinity.
Yeah, that's right. Super Mâle. It's also called Shafted. That's the English title. It's actually the French adaptation of a hit Spanish series called Alpha Male or Machos Alfa. The show is about four friends, white heterosexual men whose attitudes to women, love, and relationships are, let's say, rather antiquated. And what happens is one friend's fit of jealousy lands all of them in trouble with the police, and they're forced to take a class on toxic masculinity. Take a look.
Je m'appelle Tom et je suis un mâle alpha.
Je suis dans le processus de création, quoi, en fait. J'ai trouvé un truc,
je
là.
pense que t'es incapable de pondre une BD depuis que vous êtes séparés avec Andrea.
On le dit, je veux être un homme meilleur. Je veux être un homme meilleur.
Je m'appelle Jérém et je suis un mâle alpha.
En fait, ça fait 6 mois qu'on n'a pas baisé, là. Donc voilà, pour aller droit au but, moi je suis crevée et Jérémy, bande mou.
Waouh, non, comme elle exagère.
So this series comes from Noémie Salio. She was behind Netflix's other hit French comedy, The Hookup Plan, which was pretty well received. So what did you make of this one?
Well, it's very much in the same style. It's irreverent, it's bawdy, it's very Parisian too. Noémie Salio actually reunites with French actor Guillaume Labbé, who actually kind of plays a similar version of his character in The Hookup Plan. He's emotionally unavailable, he's insecure, he's prideful. The series also stars Bond actress Olga Kurylenko, Manu Payet, and a host of other familiar French cinema faces. If you've seen the original version, you'll know that this series sticks very closely to the Spanish version, which was really popular on Netflix. In fact, its third season of the Spanish version is coming soon. According to Variety magazine, a fourth season has also been confirmed. You can see why it's extremely topical in this post-Me Too world. It tackles toxic masculinity, positive discrimination for women as well, but also focuses on the empowerment of women sexually and professionally. And all of this is done in a really humorous way. It's really fun and awkward to watch these clueless white men navigating a world where they're no longer at the top of the food chain. So that makes for really fun viewing. And, testament to the show's success, versions are reportedly being produced in the Netherlands, Italy, and Germany as well, Olivia.
Oh, toxic masculinity is something quite universal then that travels and can be understood everywhere. Interesting. Well, up next to the US adaptation of High Potential. That's out on Disney+. This is based on the hit French TV series, which was called HPI or HPI, starring French actress Audrey Fleurot, which many people internationally know for her role in Spiral.
Yeah, that's right. And like the French version, the US version of High Potential, it's called High Potential, is also about a struggling mother who happens to have an exceptionally high IQ. And she works as a janitor. And one night, Goodwill Hunting style, she helps provide a vital clue to a detective's murder mystery board. And she ends up helping them solve a case and gets a job thanks to her brilliant attention to minute details.
Okay, well, let's take a look at High Potential, which is out this month.
So, what do you think happened?
All of the candles were melted down, except for this one. There was thrashing around, and bathwater put out this lone candle.
But was it murder?
100%. This is my first interrogation. Is it like good cop, bad cop?
What?
You want me to go in there and flip the table over?
No.
Mom's gonna solve the case. Ta-da! And then she'll never have to scrub other people's toilets.
You know, not too bad for your first case.
And we'll live happily ever after.
You know, Olivia, HPI, the French version, was a huge success for French broadcaster TF1. According to Le Monde newspaper, over 51 million people in France have watched at least one episode of the French version. It was also exported. At least 280 million people in 105 countries have seen the French version, 105 countries being the countries where the rights have been sold. So extremely, hugely successful franchise.
So what about this American adaptation? Does it live up to all the hype? Is it as good as the French one?
Look, it's fun. It's fun to watch. It's a perfectly enjoyable show. It comes with spades of predictability. You know, will they not romances, a missing person sort of case of the week or case of the episode. But that's what makes it a good show. It's not groundbreaking. It's perhaps not award-winning, but it's fun to watch, and there's something reassuring in its predictability. Everything sort of is nicely wrapped up in a bow at the end, and it's fun to watch. Lovely cast, Daniel Sanjata and Judy Reyes, both, you know, a really experienced television series actors. Caitlin Olsen, who was nominated twice for an Emmy for her role in Hacks. She's the one who plays the lead, Morgan, and Olsen is great. She brings a quirk to her character, you know, this sort of unusual, brilliant mother with an aversion to authority. Look, it should be a satisfying watch for fans of soapy crime procedural dramas like me, I'll admit.
Okay, well, that's great. That sounds like if it ticks the boxes, fits the bills. Next, out on Apple TV Plus this month, this has been very long awaited. The second season of Severance, that bone-chilling and slightly existential series about the work-life divide and plenty of psychological drama as well. Tell us more about this one.
Yeah, that's right. The sci-fi workplace drama garnered rave reviews for its first season. It was very unusual, something we hadn't seen on TV before, and it has some big names behind it. It was directed by Ben Stiller and Aoife McArdle. It stars Adam Scott and Patricia Arquette. Now, the premise of Severance is that you have this sort of evil biotech corporation called Lumon Industries. They use a medical procedure called severance to separate the consciousness of their employees. Essentially, as soon as they arrive at work, their innie psyche has no recollection of their personal lives. Their outie psyche only recalls what happens outside of work. So think of it as a very extreme work-life separation. Take a look.
Their work will be remembered as one of the greatest moments of this planet.
You don't value them. You fear them. We fear no one.
I'm tightening the leash.
If we let this happen to Miss Casey, who's going to step up when it happens to us?
Now. Goodbye, Marcus.
Wait!
So Olivia Severance's LA premiere was actually cancelled due to the ongoing devastating fires there, but they did host a pop-up in New York's Grand Central Station where they actually set up the show's emblematic four-corner glass offices. The entire cast were there in character and in costume for the event, where they pretty much just sort of sat at their desks and did what they do in the show, much to the joy, in any case, of fans. As you can see, they're all kind of pressed up against the glass to catch a glimpse of all the actors, and Ben Stiller, who was also present.
Yeah, the director. Well, that testament to how popular that show is, because watching people just do their jobs in the
middle of a train station.
cubicle, not exactly exciting. It looks really stylish from the clip we saw. What do you make of the second season here?
Well, look, the second season deals with all those cliffhangers from the first season. Adam Scott's character, Mark, and his three colleagues managed to blur that severance barrier. Mark discovers his dead wife may be alive, and Helly, who was one of his colleagues, is actually the heir to the Lumon empire, but has been severed to promote the technology. So we do deal with all these kind of questions hanging over the first season. Very much a continuation of the visual aesthetic and mood, the clinical, blinding white halls of Lumon Industries, contrasted with the dark, snowy world outside. What's nice now, though, is Mark and his colleagues are no longer just sort of unwitting victims of this. They also sort of have some power because they've managed to sever that barrier over Lumon, this sort of evil brainwashing corporation. It's not an easy show to watch in the second season. It's not easy. It demands a lot of patience. It moves at a snail's pace. In fact, it has been one of the complaints among fans for the season, but it's still worth watching. It's a fascinating exploration of the monotony of modern work and the barrier between work-life balance.
Like you say, quite creepy, but also very thought-provoking, very interesting subject matter. Well, finally, from you, Deepthi, another highly awaited second season out on Netflix. This is the FBI spy drama, The Night Agent. That's back with more intrigue and mystery.
Yeah, this is very much unlike Severance. It's very fast-paced, extremely intense action thriller based on the novel by Matthew Quirk. It stars Gabriel Basso as Peter Sutherland, a low-level FBI agent whose job is to help night agents by essentially babysitting a phone that never rings until it does. And then it sets in motion a murder mystery that links to a subway bombing and treason at the highest levels. The first season ends with him actually becoming a bona fide night agent. Season 2 will pick up from there. Expect more intrigue, more treason, more betrayal. For information, The Night Agent was one of Netflix's most popular series when it was released in 2023. It rose to the top 10 charts around the world. Extremely popular with fans who will no doubt be looking forward to a second season.
Wow, so it's an action thriller formula that clearly works. Well, like the event to launch the second season of Severance, The Night Agent's Los Angeles premiere has also been cancelled due to those devastating fires there, as have many film and TV events this month. Otherwise, well, thank you very much for the roundup this week, Deepthi. Let's leave you with a look at The Night Agent Season 2. And do remember you can get more arts and culture on Arts24 every day on our website and our social media too.
This isn't how night action works. You work for me.
What aren't you telling me? You're a night agent now. Relationships are dangerous.
You have no leads. You have no evidence. We're running out of time. I'm doing this myself. Shoot me or get out of my way.